What's going on YouTube? It's Inspector Freck here, and let me introduce you to a brand new series I'm starting on my channel. It's going to be tips and tricks on every game mode, on every map. And I'm starting off on Bakaara, Search and Destroy. And I joined the game just a hair or two late, but while I have time, let me just explain. I'm going to be telling you, for Search and Destroy, I'm going to be telling you, how to judge your teammates and where your route should run. And just judging map control and knowing your surroundings is really the key of Search and Destroy. I'm going to be running around with MP7, rapid fire, and suppressor with sled hand, assassin, and dead silence pro. Now, right at the beginning, I see I got two going each way. A guy behind me is going to split to my right. I thought he was going to go to my left, but I got three in the building to my right. So no one's covering the middle of the map. So that's why I figured I'd come up to the middle of the map and patrol it. Now you're going to see here in a minute, you're going to see a few of my teammates right there get taken out. And immediately from using my beaches, I could hear the guys to my right. Now I realize I have two in each base, one rushing through, one camp in A, one camp in B. So I still need to stay in the middle of the map to control the center of the map the way no one's running through and getting behind our guys. But this guy right here, he ends up coming around the other side, around A side, getting around that guy there. But luckily I got him, unfortunately too late to save the other guy's life. Now, right here, I know he had a primary, obviously, so I went over and I switched my sidearm for a primary. And I got A clear. I know bomb's not there, so I know from looking at my first kill that the bomb was not in the house either. But right here, I decided I'm going to push up a little bit and see how the first body was, and I see that the guy got sniped from the little shack there with the second story window. Now, I know he's upstairs because of where the shot was taken. So I come around here, and now as I get to about here, I can hear him switch weapons upstairs, so I know he's up there. And I hear him starting to move, I hear him start to jump down, and there you go. You always want to listen. If you don't have turtle beaches, you just always gotta think, why I don't play with a headset, I always think, what would I be doing? Where I would always be diligent, I would always be looking around. And when all else fails, if you don't have turtle beaches or you can't hear anything, always think, what would I be doing in this circumstance? But as you see here, third round actually, same kind of thing. I know they're not going to rush up the middle, so I ended up pushing a little bit up the center. And I see action over there to A. I saw action over by B, deep side. And I saw a guy just run up around that corner that I'm at and died by a silenced gun. And here's the guy right there. I saw we lost right there. I didn't check my corners. That was my fault. Always check your corners, especially once a bomb's planted, because you never know who is over at the opposite bomb and is rushing over for support. But when the bomb was planted, I just didn't happen to recognize. I had too many things going on in my mind. I didn't happen to recognize that the guy that was over by A here got killed. It was my fault. Always take responsibility for what you could have done. Don't blame teammates. Always blame yourself. Now you're gonna big mistake here. I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen if you go rush in there? You're gonna get killed. What does it matter at Search and Destroy? You're not gonna get a Pavlo. You're not gonna get a Mob. It's possible, but it's not likely. It's not the goal. The goal is Search and Destroy, and defend the bomb or plant the bomb. So, now we're on offense, I believe, and I always like to take the bomb. If you're playing within a team, always let someone who's good at hanging back and who's good in gunfights, let them take the bomb, because if they end up being the last one left, or if they end up being alone, they can at least defend themselves, or at least put themselves in a good spot to win it for you. Now I saw a guy with a shotgun shot me from the back here. I figured he was going to come around either one of the two sides. I didn't think he would think I was sitting right there. I saw the guy by the truck right there, and I know there's a guy over here because he just killed my guy that was sitting in the long building over by the construction site. Now, I know he's downstairs, so I was looking at upstairs and he didn't shoot from up there. But you'll see in a second here, he just happens to walk up. And I take him out as he jumps down. Now I figure if they're gonna have help, it was gonna be over by A. So, or at least at that point. So I saw this sniper here, and it's so frustrating. The auto aim in Infinity Ward's games on the snipers, it's ridiculous. But no, I believe my teammate comes out and he pulls this one out. Yep. It was a good idea. I personally would have rushed more around A side because he knew I had the bomb. I saw him see it on a kill cam. I would have gone around his back a little more, but what works works. Now I don't believe I get the bomb in this round. So watch how the team spreads once we get it. Now you see we only got one going A side. You have 2, 3 hanging back, and you have me and the bomb carrier up the center. Now throw a stun check, nothing there. I saw he got killed though, right there by a grenade. So that means to me that the guy is on the other side by the helicopter. I hear that guy and I catch him walking around the side of the building, going to kill one of my guys. Now, at this point, I hear a whole bunch of flashes and stuns that are not ours. I know they're not ours. I've looked over the film. This is that was just luck that the guy was, that guy didn't kill me. Yeah, it's one of those things I think I get smarter within the rest of the game and realize that guy keeps on rushing A side. He lets people walk right through his area. He doesn't patrol his area. He's more, there's a difference between patrolling and camping, and he flat out camps, and it's no good for a team. So, but you see here, I know that they were playing conservative because we already patrolled our back half of the map. And I didn't check all my possible scenarios. I should have really checked everything before I went out. But you'll see here, this guy does a smart thing. He was being shot at. He knew it was more than one guy. It does him by a different bullet pattern, and he got in a spot where he would win a gun battle. It's all about, to quote Woody, it's all about controlling the engagement. And right here, it's great vision by this guy. Yeah, I didn't see it till I watched this kill cam. I didn't happen to see this guy till I saw a kill cam, and I'm not even sure I would have seen the guy. I probably would have just going over to B and planting the bomb. But sometimes you get good teammates, but you gotta be prepared for when you don't. So now you remember, like I said last time, I didn't get any help on A side, so I took it upon myself to go patrol the alleyway here over by A. And you'll see I get one guy rushing up the center here. He was the guy who ended up killing one of our guys in the back. And this death coming up right now, it was rage-inducing. I was borderline backing out. I can't stand when this kind of thing happens. The guy had good peripherals. You'll see in the kill cam, he sees me just out of the corner of his eye. But I can't stand. I'm laying on the ground. My sights are straight. How do I shoot over a guy? Maybe it was my fault. I shouldn't have been laying in the first place. But as you can see here, I'm looking at both my teammates, and you realize they communicated a little bit. I had them muted, but they were communicating a little bit. But you see right here, they do a smart thing of spreading up and patrolling an area. He covers the back entrance to that part, and the other guy, meanwhile, is controlling the center part. Now he goes back over where his support is. That's always what you want to do. You never run away from your support, unless they're in a gunfight. If you know they're in a gunfight and they're in trouble, then get away from them. Do what you can, because remember, you only have 2 minutes, 3 minutes to plant the bomb. You see this guy got stunned right here, and I'm not exactly sure where the stun came from. I believe right up the middle here. And there's no sense in camping when you need to constantly push up. You need to constantly push, and when it's only 2 guys or even yourself left, push from spot to spot. If you want to master it, the best person to use an example is go watch Sandy Ravage. Sandy Ravage does a great job of pushing from cover to cover and covering both sides. I don't think he plays much search and destroy, but he does do it on every other game type. He always puts himself between cover and his enemy. He always puts cover between himself and his enemy. Now, the guy right here, he caught a guy coming, rushing out. He saw the bomb planter, and he was rushing out to try to kill him before he planted. And you see this guy in the window right here, and it was just, it's poor reaction time, poor shooting, but he gets lucky with the knife right there. Well, guys, we end up winning 4-2. I end up going 10-4, and yeah, that was my very first search and destroy video on tips and tricks, and I'll be back with the rest of the series in the next few weeks.